Welcome to Teaching in the Metaverse. But what we're really doing is we're reimagining the future of learning. So, let's get started. Once upon a time, a college professor dreamed about a time when she could jump into a book and become part of the story. She could ride on spaceships, visit the pyramids in Egypt, and stand on the moon, and even fly with the mythical fairies. She was even geeky enough to want to be able to see computer code in real time. You can imagine her surprise when she discovered the Metaverse. So the first question most of you are asking is, what exactly is the Metaverse, and why is it such a big deal, and why is it important to teaching and learning? The term Metaverse is a portmanteau that combines the words meta and universe, and it literally means life after the internet. It's the anticipated future iteration of the internet that's often called Web 3.0. You've probably heard about Facebook changing its name to Meta in 2021. There was a lot of publicity surrounding the announcement, and this announcement began a slew of interest in this new domain. However, Facebook is just one of the places where you can access the Metaverse. The Metaverse is a digital world where people generally have an avatar representing themselves. This is just one of my avatars, and depending upon my mood, I can change them, because remember, you can be anyone you want online.
The full body is reconstructed from the same face and shoulders image that is used to generate a head avatar. Each body has a unique shape inferred by a neural network from just a single image. Our shape customization algorithm can also take into account optional parameters, such as gender, height, weight, and 3 circumferences: chest, waist, and hips. Each body comes with 6 outfits adjusted for each body shape. We are working to expand the wardrobe of our avatars and invite individual artists and companies to collaborate with us. The full body avatars are based on the simple body model learned from a large dataset of high-quality body scans. The head comes from our Head 2.0 solution. Body skin color is generated according to the facial skin color. The body animation rig has 50 joints that provide realistic movement, and the face is driven by a rich set of blend shapes that are compatible with both facial mocap and audio lip sync.
So what you've seen is an avatar creation program called Avatar STK, which will make you look exactly the way you are in real life, if that's what you choose to do. The Metaverse is just a virtual world that you can enter and interact with other people. There is not one single metaverse where every human is going to be living or learning, and no one owns the metaverse. The metaverse is a virtual version of everything we can do in real life. It allows a lot of different platforms to live within it. Now, the metaverse can be accessed in many ways. You can use virtual reality and augmented reality headsets. You can use your smartphone, a tablet, a computer, and really any linked device. And while social media and gaming platforms are usually found in the metaverse and may not immediately bring to mind education, Facebook plans to invest $150 million in virtual reality learning experiences in the metaverse, and this is just the beginning. So, welcome to the Eduverse, where educators and education-minded companies are already carving out a space in the metaverse. Educators are using resources from many cutting-edge companies. This is Labster, and Labster is a company that provides a platform for virtual labs and science simulations. It's pretty cool. This is Engage, and VR platforms like Engage and Mozilla support virtual collaboration by simulating being in the same place with all of the other people. Now, teachers can create virtual tours for students using an application called DriftSpace. Imagine taking a trip and sharing it with your students in virtual reality, and it's just as easy as this.
Is to be the easiest way to publish virtual reality experiences combining video and interactive 3D rendered content. You as a content creator capture your VR video experiences, drop them right onto your headset, and then start composing your virtual reality experience in the headset immediately. You have a beautiful environment, and then you as a content creator can go out into the world, you can tell your stories, and you can plug that into this templated system that we've made for you.
It really is just that easy. Now, different metaverse applications allow for different experiences and have different learning curves. Some metaverse ecosystems are simple, easy to use, and allow simple activities like lecturing, integration in websites, 3D models. And as an instructor, you can move around, interact with your students, and show them the world. This is an example of what you can do with an application called Framer VR. Framer VR is a metaverse application created by teachers for teachers. It's very easy to use, it has some powerful capabilities, and it makes it fun to create classrooms. You simply have your students enter the classroom and you teach. I created this classroom for you to show you some of these capabilities. You can import all kinds of content, pictures, movies, 3D models. You can use your webcam, share screens, and engage with your students. And this is actually my webcam. I didn't put my picture up, but I had a picture of my pet. Other metaverse applications are more complex and have a steeper learning curve, but allow for real-life interaction. This is an application called Viver VR. In the Viververse, you can create powerful classrooms. You can share screens. Viverse is an open metaverse. It's created by its users, owned by its users, and shared by its users. This is the Engage application that I use to create my virtual environments. Let's see how it works.
Welcome. We have everything that you would expect in a regular classroom, and Engage's whole body tracking allows for a natural and intuitive experience. You can write on the interactive whiteboard and display a whole array of media on the big screen. We understand as educators you have already invested time and effort in building your course content, and this is where Engage excels. There's no need to redo or reformat your work. You can access it all at the click of a button. You can present a slideshow. Yes, it really is that easy. And, for example, anything you can put onto your OneDrive, you'll be able to load up here. You can load web pages. Here we have Wikipedia. And you can load videos as well. This one is streaming directly from YouTube. You can even set quizzes for your students, and Engage will automatically collate the results. But the one that excites me the most is immersive FX. With these special 3D effects, students can understand complex subjects more easily, like human anatomy or the structure of DNA. But that's only the start. We're going to load a new location, somewhere where I can show you the real power of IFX. That's better. On the screen here, you can see a view of what's on my tablet. We already have a whole array of content ready for you to use in your lectures. Just select the object you want, and then place it wherever you like. And then another, and another, and so on. In no time at all, you will be building wonders. Here's a snapshot of one I built earlier. I remember my high school math teacher fired our imagination by explaining how a quadratic equation described a curve, and that curve could be used to guide a rocket or a missile. Actually, let's have a go now. Fire! Here are some experiences we created.
Apollo 11, Houston, we're go for undocking, over.
Welcome to your virtual classroom. What if you could take your students to space to see the Apollo mission firsthand?
Roger, Eagle, undock.
KL Flight Controller is gonna go for landing. Retro. Go. Rhino. Go. Kite. Go. Telcom. Go. GNC. Go. Ecom. Go. Surgeon. Go. Capcom, we're go for landing.
Or back to World War II over Germany.
Right behind. Landing, how far away is it? How far away is he? He's down. Did you shoot him down?
My. Look at the angle of our ship.
But it's unsinkable. Surely?
She'll sink.
But the watertight doors should keep her afloat.
Or even back to the Titanic to experience how it felt.
She'll founder. It's just a matter of time.
All from your own virtual classroom. Oh, shh. There's a presentation in progress.
Konnichiwa
Let's
minasan.
listen.
Nihongo no benkyou shimashou. Hello everybody. Let's do some Japanese study. Today we're going to learn about kanji. That's part of the Japanese writing system.
People can join your class
Kanji
from
are the
anywhere in the
symbols that are
world.
used to
It's
represent
possible
words
to have
and
36
sounds
people in
and
a session at
ideas.
once.
And
The
first
lecturer
of all,
can even mute
I'm
the
going to get
student's
you
audio.
to learn
I really
10
wish I
kanji in
had
10
that feature in the
minutes.
real world.
It is much easier than
There's
you
also
can
a
imagine.
feature to record.
It
In
can be
fact,
quite daunting
that's me
if
up
you
there.
look at a
We're
list
watching a
of
recording
all
of
the
a class
available
that I gave
kanji.
earlier.
But
You
actually,
can record
it's not that
everything.
difficult.
Every
It
movement,
starts with simple
word,
concepts and
motion,
simple
what you write
ideas,
on the board,
and the
and
images
you
build
and your
up
students
into
can
what
review it
becomes
whenever you want
functions.
to.
Like for example,
Now you've seen a
what
little
can be
of what Engage can
the most
do.
simple one you can
We
imagine.
look forward to seeing you there.
Pretty amazing and so much fun. Now, VR headsets are most frequently used as portals to the metaverse, and they're obviously the most powerful in terms of the learning experience. These head-mounted VR displays have come a long way from the original. This is Hugo Gernsback, who was a futurist, and in 1963 invented these VR goggles as a way to watch 3D TV. Even back then, he believed that people wanted to be immersed in their virtual experiences. And as a side note, he also invented the electric combined hairbrush and comb. He was definitely a man before his time. When people use VR goggles in the metaverse, they begin to use all of their senses, and they often find that they forget that they even have a physical presence. I actually have to set an alarm to remind myself to get out and back to reality. Students and teachers can move freely through a 3D scenario and interact with the world around them and use their hands just like in real life. With all of this fun stuff, just think about what it can do for teaching and learning. But why would we want to do this? The metaverse allows educators not only to create a more immersive style of teaching, but also to model best teaching practices. A metaverse environment can be designed to look realistic. Depending upon the metaverse of choice, educators will have the capability to design an environment that is truly stunning and bound to captivate students. And educators can even design learning experience that can utilize the nuanced movements of hands, like teaching students how to write and showing them sign language. There are so many advantages. You can enhance student engagement. You can boost knowledge retention. You can improve student learning outcomes, develop collaboration and social skills, and support SEND learning. Virtual reality benefits special education by creating new opportunities and opening up accessibility. From immersive sensory rooms to important life skills, teachers can create personalized learning environments that align with student-specific learning contexts and meet their individual needs. And metaverse learning environments promote safety in a way that real-world teaching simply cannot. In the metaverse, educators will have complete control over student interactions and can limit bullying or separate individuals for disciplinary purposes by simply changing permissions to the virtual space. And digital environments can also prevent devastating scenarios like school shootings. Metaverse applications can create educational experiences that are otherwise impossible in a traditional environment. Virtual reality can bring content alive in dynamic images and hands-on digital exploration. It can bring real people and knowledge from other parts of the world into classrooms everywhere. And from a physiological perspective, VR engages the brain's motor system and builds muscle memory, just like flight simulators prepare pilots for emergency landings. VR can train anything from farming skills to firefighting. Skills that play to the unique strengths of the metaverse include spatial training, such as involving the hands and body tasks that are too dangerous, expensive, or inconvenient, or simply impossible to practice in real life. Imagine performing surgery in the metaverse. Virtual reality engages students because they are learning by doing things themselves. They're actively involved, and they're much more likely to remember personal experiences versus lectures and textbooks. As the cone of learning indicates, experiential hand-on learning helps students retain information well beyond the end of the course of the project, especially when grasping complex topics or situations. As the slide states, with traditional methods of teaching, students retain about 5% of the content that they read. It increases to 75% when they get to experience it in virtual reality. Virtual reality breaks down borders and is able to reach learners anywhere and anytime. The confines of geography and time are no longer barriers to education. In the United States, the metaverse has already begun. Florida was the first state to officially open the first virtual public school. Here's some information about it.
Really appreciate you joining us this morning for the launch of the world's first virtual reality school and the only public classical education virtual school option in the United States.
That's amazing, and they started accepting students in August, so it'll be interesting to see how that works. The company Dreamscape Immersive, which is a virtual reality company founded by computer scientists and former Disney leaders, has partnered with Arizona State University to create Dreamscape Learn. Its first offering is a series of virtual reality labs called Immersive Biology at the Alien Zoo, which was created by Spielberg and Company's CEO Walter Parks as an alternative to conventional lab work in a college introductory biology course. Here's a look at what Arizona State University and Dreamscape Immersive are doing.
One of the biggest presenting problems in higher education in the 21st century is student disengagement. A sense of wonder, a sense of curiosity, all of those moods are things that set the occasion for student learning. And not just for student learning, but for persistence. If you're in a place that allows you to be engaged, or a place that invites you into engagement, you're more likely to stay, to persist, to retain, and in the case of a university, to graduate, earn a degree.
Too often, we actually force students to learn things that really isn't going to be useful to them once they get out from undergraduate education. So most of the stuff that I learned, that I find useful, I learned on a job trying to perform a specific task or solve a specific problem. So how do we solve that problem? One way to solve that problem is to rethink how we educate people and to focus less on specific details and more on process. Do I know what to do with that knowledge? Do I know how to vet that knowledge to determine whether it's accurate? What virtual reality and Dreamscape Learn in particular helps us do is it helps us to put students through experiences that enable them to practice those skills. So they can engage in just about any experience anywhere in the world because it's a virtual world. It gives us the freedom to design all kinds of highly relevant, novel problems for students to encounter, analyze, and solve on their own. So there's a body of literature that already shows that virtual reality experiences enhance retention and also can prepare a student to perform a task. We've seen about a letter grade learning gain in a single day when students would take a series of VR experience interspersed with lessons and activities in the topic of ecology.
It was pretty shocking. I went in expecting something cool, but what I got was a lot more than that. It was dope, seeing everything around me.
I thought it was super interesting. It was really immersive, really exciting. It really felt like we were there, and there was just so much to look at.
I actually really enjoyed it. I'm more of a hands-on learner, so this simulation really helped me retain most of the information, and it really felt like I was a true scientist in there.
It's hard to say what the future of Dreamscape Learn will look like because we've built such a great platform for immersive and experiential learning. We have the ability to deliver any type of experience to our students. We essentially have a portal that can take students anywhere to learn anything. And when you think about it that way, I think the better question might be, what won't Dreamscape Learn look like in the future? Because anything is really possible. This isn't the cutting edge, this is the bleeding edge of technology.
Now, I don't know about you, but I am so excited about what the future holds. Here is education in the metaverse, as described by Meta.
So, we're gonna have an astrophysicist in the family.
Actually, I have to write this paper. Will you help me?
Let's take a closer look. What part of the solar system are we talking about?
Saturn.
If you were taking astrophysics, you could study in the metaverse.
Did you know the rings are made up of billions of icy particles?
Really?
Look at this.
You ready to do that paper now, right?
Yeah.
In the metaverse, you'll be able to teleport not just to any place, but any time as well. Ancient Rome. Imagine standing on the streets, hearing the sounds, visiting the markets, to get a sense of the rhythm of life over 2,000 years ago. Imagine learning how the Forum was built by actually seeing the Forum get built, right?
I'll tell you, the future looks amazing. Now, the metaverse is always present and has no ending. It's infinite. This is only a start. Through technology, there are boundless opportunities to reimagine and democratize education in novel ways. The future is now, and just waiting to be reimagined by Bay Path University. The college professor was very happy when she found the metaverse. All of her dreams had come true. She showed her colleagues what a wonderful opportunity it was for teaching and learning, and they joined her in virtual reality. The end.